Set your oven to 375. Now bones, any good butcher shop will do your bones. These are some I had from a butchering I did for a friend. Make sure you get a variety. I've got some spine, a bit of rib, some joints and knuckles, marrow bones, all the good stuff. Cut them up so you can get the goodness out of them. And roast them to a nice golden brown, nothing dark, no burning. For seasonings, I riff it every time a little bit, but it's typically of an Asian influence. I use about a tablespoon or so of celery seed for an herbal note, and then a couple of star anise for that licorice tone. Some clove in there, half a dozen, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 maybe. Another tablespoon or so of coriander, and then a good tablespoon of mustard or so, maybe a bit less. I just break it up. I don't make it into a powder, no powder. About 1 clove of true cinnamon, and then about 10 or 12 bay. I just nip off the ends on my onions. I want the skin, add a bit of flavor. I wash them though. I don't want any dirty. If it's all rotten, you get rid of that. Nip off the ends on the carrot and leek. Just a collection of aromatic vegetables. A nice golden brown on these bones here. No burning, just nice deep. Some caramelization, add some good flavor. Tip those off into the pot. It's about 6 pounds or so, 6 pounds of bones. Make sure you get all the goodness that roasted off. That's some good flavor there. You can add a bit of water to that. Just big chunks. You don't want to dice this or anything. This is just rough. You just want the flavor to stew in. Put in your spices. Fill it up with the water. This is about a 10-liter stock pot. I put it on my stove overnight, or you could just put it to a low simmer or use a slow cooker too. Yeah, see, there's not been any reduction. Look at that. Look at that. I strain it through a fine chinois. You could just use a fine mesh strainer of any sort. And I just take a bit off of a label and I tip it off and strain it. I do it in a couple batches, just into another pot. And these are 1 liters. You can get them at any kind of wholesale supply. And I fill them almost up to the top, about a 1/2 inch, 3/4 from the top, to allow for a little bit of expansion when it freezes, so it doesn't, you can put the lid back on. You can put the lid on after, and I'm just leveling it out a little bit. And I got wise and got a cafeteria tray. Try and be clean. This can be really greasy with all of the nice unctuous. I put them in the fridge before I put them in the freezer, but I didn't film that. So they're frozen now, and I secured the lid. Now I'm labeling them with the date, so I know how much it is. I yielded about 9 liters from that. I used a liter for noodles already. Alright. My little secret, I put some beet in for color and some salt in for stock. I do salt my stock. Not too much, just a bit.